Good evening, everyone. As we go throughout the remainder of the night, it's still going to be rather mild. We'll have a mostly clear sky to go with, though, but we'll have a little bit of some increasing moisture kind of early into the morning that will try to increase some of that cloud cover to start off heading into around our Thursday. But those temperatures, I mean, we're going to stay rather mild, well into the 50s, even some 60s. We'll stick with some 50s along into the Concho Valley, alongside some 60s into portions of the big country as well. 65 over into Abilene. The northern counties will be able to stick with some middle 50s. With this, those daytime highs, it's going to be quite warm as we head into our Thursday, hitting a high around 94 into Abilene as well as San Angelo, upper 80s and even some lower 90s along into portions of the Concho Valley, especially along into the heartland. But I think especially north of Abilene into the northern big country, talking areas like Monday, Aspermont, and Throckmorton, we could get very close to those upper 90s, maybe even some triple digits could try to sneak in, especially into some of those low-lying areas. So definitely something to keep in mind and make sure you prepare for the heat tomorrow. But here's some of that low-level moisture I'm talking about. This is going to be around tomorrow morning. We'll have some low-level clouds trying to sneak in, maybe a bit of a haze along the I-10 corridor. But for the most part, I think it is going to stay fairly light in comparison to what we're not going to see like widespread fog or anything. But we'll work with those breezier conditions as we go throughout much of our Thursday. We'll have those gusts upwards of near 30 miles an hour and even some low-end fire weather concerns, especially into the northwestern portions of the region. So areas like Snyder down in towards the northern big country, that's where we see that elevated fire risk. Otherwise, I think most of the big country, especially pushing more east, will hang on to a little bit more of that moisture coming in from the Gulf, so that keeps our humidity a little bit more on the higher end. But as we go into around Friday, this is the cold front I was talking about. It's going to bring some breezy conditions, gusting up to near 35, maybe even up to 45 miles an hour. A north-northeast wind around 15 to 25. It'll drop temperatures into the 60s, even a little bit in the way of some 70s, but it's going to pack a punch when it comes to the wind. And especially, I think the more west that you go, we could probably pick up some blowing dust, especially more further north. But with this, we'll be able to pick up on some clouds as we head into around Friday. Just work with some cool and windier conditions. But along and kind of above the boundary, you may be able to pick up maybe a few isolated sprinkles, but I think it's going to stay fairly light and most of us will likely stay dry. When we track those winds, though, this will be around Friday 7 a.m. It's going to approach into the northern big country, pushing further south as we head in towards the later portions of the afternoon. And this is a snapshot what it could look like around 5 p.m. Persistent gusts nearly upwards of 35, maybe even 45 miles per hour. So it's going to be quite breezy, and with that, temperatures will be able to cool as we head in towards the weekend, back into the 60s, even some 70s. The winds will ease a little bit more as we head in towards Saturday, in which will work with a partly to mostly cloudy sky, in which will keep some clouds as we go into around early next week, as we'll have another storm system approaching, aiding in more cooler temperatures in the 80s.